Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to another
Spooktacular. Friday. I'm
What?
sorry.
Jesus, John, you fucked it up. All right. 1, 2, 3. Friday the 13th, Spooktacular. There's one sentence you have to say, John. One goddamn sentence. Anyway.
I didn't know. I
Fuck it. We'll do it live.
We're doing it live.
Anyway, now that John has thoroughly fucked us again on this, we welcome back to the Friday the 13th Spooktacular. I'm Matt. That's John.
Hey.
This is our third, and we're in the halfway point here, kind of of these Spooktaculars. This is the third miniseries called Friday the 13th. How I spent my summer vacation. So, just in case, I don't know, this one I automatically was drawn to.
Oh,
because, I mean, How I Spent My Summer Vacation is the name of a Tiny Toons movie.
Oh, this is one of the first things Matt and I bonded on.
Yeah,
we both were like talking about childhood stuff, and when that came up, Tiny Toons, How I Spent My Summer Vacation, we were like, "Holy crap!"
Yeah, I love that movie. And so the fact that someone named their Friday the 13th little miniseries that, I was like, okay, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be fun. This guy gets it, and this guy, surprisingly, is Jason Aaron. You might know him, modernly as like the guy writing Avengers and shit, and he did that female Thor run and a bunch of shit. I don't know. He wrote. I always read his like stuff from the aughts, so I read like Scalped, which I liked a lot, and this and stuff like that. So he was kind of up and coming at this time, though. And so and then Adam Archer, I think, is the guy that did the art in this. So I thought the art was pretty fucking solid in this too. But the premise, we get it 50 years ago. We see little Jason Voorhees at Camp Crystal Lake. His mom's like, hey, make sure you take care of him. He's special. Don't worry. They're not going to make fun of you. These camp counselors will take care of you. And we all know what happened. Basically, bad stuff happened. He drowned, all that.
Camp counselors had sex. Jason drowned and got made fun.
Yeah, the mom went crazy, killed everybody 30 years later or whatever. So on and so forth. And now we cut to today. And there's kids telling camp stories at Camp Crystal Lake, and they're saying, "Oh, and he drowned." Oh. So they're telling the story of Jason, and of course, they're showing all these kids, and they all look like dumb kids, but one of them specifically kind of looks like Jason, and they're like, "Jason looks almost as ugly as that kid." Davy Faulkner.
Davy.
So Davy has some kind of syndrome. I don't know what it is, but it's like I'm assuming he's kind of like bone growth.
They mentioned it. Yeah, he has a bone disorder called like cranial dysplasia.
Something like that. Okay. So basically, it just makes his face kind of off kilter, and there's like a brow, the very distinct brow. And
yeah, I think they said he's like they're not even sure if he'll make it to 18. So like it's actually like. It's a big thing for him, at least. But yeah, everybody's making fun of him, of course.
Yes. And so these kids are there, and they're like, hey, let's throw him in the water and sacrifice him to Jason. And he's like, no, I can't swim. And they're like, exactly, a sacrifice. They throw him in, and as they throw him in, we cut to two people in a sleeping bag. Naked woman sits up, boobs out. Of course, it's the second page of a Jason comic. It's what you need, all right? The girl says, did you just hear that? And the guy's like, what? Why'd you stop? Come on, babe. I was just about to get it, and then we see Jason's foot appear at the edge of their sleeping bag as they slink back into it, and he picks up the bag and he smashes it against a tree multiple times.
I freaking love it.
Yeah, this is actually a famous kill from Seven.
Yeah, he pulls the drawstring so they're trapped in it and just whack, whack.
Yeah, but then he opens it, which he doesn't do in the movie, and he opens it and you see the carnage that is inside. It's pretty fucked up. Their heads are like melons. Like, the dude has like one tooth or two teeth left. Her face is completely gone. Her
it's like
brains
it's like out. Broken. It's like the skull is like broken. You can see it. It's crazy.
Yeah, and their bodies are basically like smashed together in a jumble. So it's pretty fucked up. Which I was like, fuck yeah. This is what you want.
This is how you get started.
This is what you want. And so the kids throw, we come back to them, and they throw Davy in the water, and they're like, how long do you think it'll take before he realizes it's 3 feet deep, and he's fucking literally like drowning or whatever.
And that's when the Who song starts playing. You're probably wondering how I got here. I'm Davy Faulkner, and he starts giving his like inner monologue. That's how I pictured when this was going.
Kind of, yeah, there's like a fun inner monologue.
And he's like, man, my mom told me summer camp was gonna be fun, but man, was she wrong.
Which Who song? Bob O'Reilly or what?
The Bob O'Reilly,
Yeah.
where it plays, which just the musical.
Oh yeah, Bob O'Reilly.
Yeah.
He's Davy's sitting here almost drowning. The kids turn around laughing, and then all of a sudden the main kid that threw him is like, "Holy fucking shit!" And this is amazing. Jason just cuts through these kids. He just appears and starts chopping them in half, throwing them in fire, and dragging them through the flames while they're still alive. And it's pretty amazing.
I never see Jason kill kids. It was freaking crazy.
This is one of the few times I've ever seen Jason kill kids. So like we saw Jason versus Leatherface.
Yeah.
He'll kill a dog.
Yeah.
He'll kill a dog and a homeless man. He will definitely kill kids now.
I guess so.
Comics, apparently. He will kill these fucking... Specifically, I think, because
they're making fun.
They hurt the kid, right? You know, as we saw in Jason versus Leatherface, they're continuing. Jason is a very emotionally sensitive person, all right? He sees
He's
like for like. He sees himself in other
He's looking
people.
for connections.
He connected with Leatherface. He's like, yeah, me and you both have masks. That's pretty rad. You know, we both hate ourselves or whatever.
Shitty families.
Yeah, shitty families. So that's why he connected with Leatherface. But then Leatherface had to go, you know, he had to stay with his family because, you know, family's everything, you know. So Leatherface had to pick him over him. But now he's like, hey, I see this kid. Looks exactly like me.
Looks just like me.
Reminds me like
kid.
that. I wish I had a me to kill all the kids that drowned me and everything. So Jason the kid actually gets out of the water himself. But Jason sees him and just picks him up and is like, and just like drags him along with him. And so then.
Well, I love the counselors are like run, and Jason like picks him up and he walks.
Oh yeah, there's actually a couple counselors there. Like they were there while they fucking throw this kid in the water.
Yeah,
didn't do a goddamn thing.
Yeah, but they come running, and like I said, Jason walks with Davey, and there's just one line. Davey's like, "This is gonna be the worst summer ever."
Yeah, and then we cut to this guy who's like is a sheriff. He's sitting in a police car behind a sign like he's waiting for a speed trap, but he's doing freebase crack cocaine.
Yep.
So the sheriff of this town is freebasing crack cocaine as he gets the call that there's trouble in Piney Woods Camp, which is the new name for Crystal Lake. And as he pulls up, he's going like he's tripping, right? He's still tripping. He sees these kids pulling Davey up. The camp counselors pulling Davey because I guess they got him away from Jason, or Davey ran away from Jason, and Jason is right behind them, and he's like, "Hey, you son of a bitch, why don't you stop?" And he's like, pulls his gun out, and he says, this is it, center mass, baby. And he pulls his gun out, and they're standing, the counselors are standing in front of Jason, and he shoots them in the face, and then shoots Jason a couple times. So he kills the camp counselors himself, to which he's like, oh, fuck. And Jason doesn't really do anything. He just kidnaps the kid finally and grabs him and runs away or walks away slowly as Davey's like, no. And then the sheriff's like, uh-oh. Like, they're going to find bullets in these kids, right? So, like, I got to think of something. And basically he picks up a machete, or he has a machete in the back of his trunk, and he decides to make it look like Jason killed the camp counselors instead of him shooting them in the face. And he chops them up pretty good.
He just goes over and starts chopping them up.
Yeah, just like bloodies them up big time. And then we see he calls for backup. So backup shows up. Oh no, backup shows up in another area.
Yeah.
Like he says, hey, Jason just left with a kid. He kidnapped a kid. He's going this way. So then troopers catch him on that road or whatever as he's walking across a state road. And they're like, stop. And Jason, you know, this guy's shooting him. He like pepper sprays him in the face, doesn't do anything to Jason. Then Jason grabs his face and he fix hooks him. He shoves his thumb in this guy's, he bowling balls him in his face. He shoves his thumb in this guy's face and puts his hand like he's gonna pop his eyes and then rips his face in half.
Face in half is one of the coolest kills I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's. I mean, they actually don't show the full kill, but you get.
But you get where he's going with it. Yeah.
And so then it's 3 hours later, and the FBI shows up now, and they're looking at the scene of the crime. They're talking to the sheriff, who's making up stories about what happened because he doesn't want to get caught on the crack cocaine he was on. And he's like, yeah, Jason chopped those kids up real bad. And they're like, why are you, he's like out of uniform and everything because I'm assuming he got like blood all over his clothes. And he's like, no reason or whatever. Like, so they're like, well, fine, whatever, you know. But in his mind, he's like, we gotta, I gotta make sure they don't think it's me. And then he realizes as they're talking about, you know, saving the kid from Jason, he's like, wait, that kid saw me shoot those counselors in the face, so like he knows I'm a killer. So
I gotta find that kid.
Yeah, I gotta find the kid and make sure he gets killed before they save him. And then Jason, you know, takes the kid away to his house. I guess I don't fucking, they takes him back.
They're going through the woods, and I love that he has another inner monologue. He's like writing a letter home, like, man, this summer's shitty. Jason, this Jason guy, he's a mass murderer, is like taking me through the woods for some reason.
Yeah, he kidnapped me. It's terrible. Yeah. But then, so then that's the end of issue 1. Issue 2 starts. I love the way this starts. So there's a family camping at this, you know, at whatever it's called, Piney Lake or whatever the fuck it is now. And they're praying before they eat, and the dad's like, you know, thank you, Lord, for this, you know, spread of food, and we appreciate it, and make sure you destroy the enemies of this country. Please destroy the terrorists and the Mexican drug lords and the gays. We humbly pray. And then as he's praying and all their eyes are closed, Jason is about to chop all their heads off. He's standing right next to them. And he kills all of them. And then we find out it's been 9 days. It's been little Davey here has been spending 9 days with Jason. And he's like, you know what? 9 days? Been living out here. You know, we've been being chased by people and stuff. But this is the best fucking vacation ever. Like,
best summer vacation ever.
Yeah, he's like super happy. Jason's super nice to him, you know.
He killed these people, but it was to take the food from their table and bring it to him. Now he's got a whole
He's got bananas and apples and all this good stuff. So, you know, basically Jason's just like killing people, and then Davey's like, I found like a guy to look up to. You know, Jason doesn't take any shit.
No, he stands up for himself. I should stand up for myself.
Yeah, and so like he gets a knife that like one of the guys that was being killed by Jason had. So he picks up like this fucking 12-inch blade, like this hunter's knife, and like he just keeps it on himself. He's like, just in case for later. And then we see the sheriff is like, I'm gonna go with the helicopter people looking for Jason. Just I want to be there to find the kid. And they're like, I guess so. You don't have to though. He's like, no, I want to be there. So then this fucking sheriff is crazy. Like he tells the helicopter pilot is like, we're running out of fuel. I think I'm gonna turn around. And he's like, no, you don't turn around. Like you keep going. And he puts a gun to the fucking helicopter pilot's head. And then the helicopter pilot sees, that Jason's right there. And then he pushes the helicopter pilot out.
He's like, hey, bad shit happens sometimes, and some guys, motherfuckers, fall out of helicopters.
Yeah, and he pushes the dude out. The guy lands, and he's not dead. The guy lands on these rocks, and he's like almost dead, but broken back and bones. And Jason walks over and kills him, finishes him off mercifully. You know,
yeah, I mean, that felt like a mercy kill from Jason.
I mean, I think all kills Jason just likes to do, but this just happened to be a mercy kill. And then the second, there's like a co-pilot or whatever. You know, he's like, hey, I told you, land now, goddammit, land. And the whole time, the sheriff is like, there's a goddamn spider on me. Because he's having like
he's tripping balls.
Meth withdrawals or whatever or something. So he's got like, he thinks like bugs are on him all the time. And so I guess he just like, I think what happens here is, I'm not 100% because this was a little unclear, but I believe Jason throws something at the helicopter and it smashes through the window and makes it crash. I'm not 100% because
he says, "What the fuck is that?"
The helicopter pilot says, "What the hell is?" And then like smash is what happens next. But I don't see anything. Like I don't see a rock or anything. So it must have just been like you're supposed to infer. Jason smashed something through the window, and then the helicopter blew up, but not before the sheriff jumps out.
Jumps out just in the nick of time.
Yeah. So he's on the hunt for Jason now, and now you know the army's coming in now. We got the National Guard showing up. They're like, man, a week and a month my ass or whatever. like we're supposed to track down this fucking like serial killer with a kid that they kidnapped and everything. And then out of nowhere, because Jason's like keeping watch over this child in a cave area, the sheriff comes and he gets the sneak up on Jason, which doesn't happen very often, especially for a tweaker. He's pretty quiet, I guess.
Yeah.
And he puts a knife to Davy's neck, and he's like, "All right, finally, I got you." And then Davey, he's like, I'm sick of this. I'm sticking up for myself. He he takes the knife out of his pants that he had, and he stabs into the sheriff's leg, and then he kicks the knife, which hurts him even more.
Yeah, I love the sheriff's like, oh, that you're gonna stab me, little boy. He's like, yeah, you bet your ass I'm gonna stab you, and then he kicks the knife to like make it like jerk and like worse for him. I loved it.
Yeah, and then the guy falls backwards because the knife hurts so much, and there just happens to be like a hole in the floor, like in the cavern they're in, and he falls deeper into the caves, which are like black caves, right, like super dark. And then he lights a match to see, and all of a sudden, he keeps feeling like goddamn spiders everywhere all over me. And then he looks up, and there's all these fucking spiders about to crawl all over him. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, that's actually terrifying.
Yeah, and then he cries out as I guess the spiders land on him, and his lighter goes out or whatever. So then the National Guard show up, and they start shooting at Jason. And Davey runs out. He's like, "No, stop it! Don't kill him. He's my friend." And it's fantastic. And then, and so Jason is down because he got shot like 50 times by these guys. And then the sheriff comes up out of nowhere again because he gets out of that spider place. There's all these spiders in his hair and shit now. And he's got Davey's knife. And he's like, "Finally, I'm gonna kill you." Then he looks around and realizes, "Oh, these guys are here too. They're gonna see it." So now I got to kill all of them. Like there's basically no way he's gonna get out of it now because he can't just kill the kid. Now that these National Guards people are gonna see him, and so then he goes like, "What are you all looking at?" And then all of a sudden, Jason is standing right behind.
He just stands right back up behind him,
and Jason just fucking grabs his hand, he smashes it, with his hand, and then he does stab Jason in the neck, but. They fall over a cliff as they're like wrestling, and this is a great way to die. This dude hits a tree branch that's broken after Jason hits it, and it tears his whole stomach and insides apart.
Yeah, it like basically catches as it tears through and like holds on to some of his intestines, and then he just gets all pulled out.
Yeah, so he basically falls with his intestines like hanging him in a tree.
Yeah.
Which is creepy and a horrible way to die, I would think.
Yeah, it's terrifying and disgusting.
Yeah, but then Jason's mask is gone now because it fell in the tree, and he's like, basically, this was a great summer, and I learned a lot, and it was scary, but it taught me a lot of things. It's just like summer camp's supposed to be.
Yeah, I learned a lot of things here.
Now Davey's confident. He got his confidence from Jason, and now hopefully he's not going to be a serial killer, but at least he will stand up to bullies.
Yeah.
And he drives away, and then we see Jason is now sitting at the grave of Pamela Voorhees' mother, and he's like hugging her gravestone, and we see he doesn't have his mask on, so you get to see his real face. Ooh. And it says I like the little ending thing. He says this is still Davey, talking. He says, "It's true that a lot of people got killed in these past 9 days, which I guess seems kind of mean and all. But you got to understand, when you're different like Jason and me, it's just a fact of life. If you want to survive, then sometimes a bunch of assholes are going to die." And he's like, "Fair warning to all you assholes out there," or whatever. And yeah, basically, that's how it ends. On a good note, Jason, hugging his mom's grave, and this kid got confidence.
Kid learned a good life lesson. And
yeah, don't you ever say Jason never taught you nothing.
Yeah, if anything, that's probably like the best Jason story because he turns out being the good guy in that one.
Yeah, he's the hero of this story. But so thumbs up, thumbs down.
100. This is 2 thumbs up for me for sure.
Yeah,
this is my favorite one so far.
If Badland was 2 thumbs, this is 4 thumbs.
Yeah.
This was definitely the best one so far.
Oh yeah.
The most fun one too. Just the premise is fantastic.
I think it was the title that got us in because we were both like, oh man, what is this gonna be like? Is there gonna be another reference, or is it just like, that pulled us in, and then the story ended up being really fun. So
yeah, it's like the title just let you know if you were in on the joke. This is gonna be like a tongue-in-cheek, fun Jason story. That like, we get it, but we get it too. Like there's a lot of blood, there's a lot of gore. Like we're not pulling punches or anything, but also it's a little bit of a silly, fun premise. Like so. Definitely had fun with this one. Definitely, if you can find this one, check it out.
Oh, yeah.
Get the issues. But yeah, next week, I believe we start our Avatar section of this, which is, no, I think we have one more. I think it's called Pamela something about his mom, I think is what the next one's called.
Okay.
But then after that, we're done with the Wildstorm section of these,
Okay.
and we move into the comic book company Avatar, who got the license after, and then that's where we're gonna finish
The
it
next
out.
two. Cool.
Yeah. So it should be fun, and from what I remember, the Avatar ones are like way more violent, like
More violent?
because this is DC still.
Okay.
So like the Avatar, who the fuck knows what Avatar is? They can show whatever they want. So just
Okay. Well,
yeah.
I don't know how far prepared I could be. We'll
Yeah,
see.
so from what I remember, at least I know Avatar is definitely a more hardcore company on this stuff. So
Okay.
so it should be fun. We'll see. We'll let you all know, and hope you guys are liking it. Let us know what you guys think of these little spooktaculars we got for you.
Yeah.
And
Friday the 13th Spooktacular.
Well, yes, I know which Friday the 13th.
No, it was because I messed up at the beginning.
Oh, you messed up again.
I said it. No, I said it right this time.
All right, in the wrong spot. Anyway, but yeah, we'll see you guys on the next
On
one.
the next one.
Bye.